Good morning, I'm Craig DeGrelli. It's Tuesday, November 26th, 2024, and these are your unbiased updates. Tariff talk. President Trump vows to hit Canada, Mexico, and China with a big levy on their products coming into the U.S., how he's tying it to immigration. And it's one of the busiest travel days of the year, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving. The number of airline passengers the TSA expects to screen as people hustle to try to get home in time for Turkey Day.
From the Straight Arrow News Studio, bringing the stories that matter to you from across the United States and around the world, these are today's Unbiased Updates.
This morning, President-elect Donald Trump making known some of the first executive orders that he plans to issue on day one of his administration. Trump saying he will make good on a campaign promise by raising tariffs on goods from China, Canada, and Mexico, the latter two being the top trading partners of the United States due to illegal border crossings and drugs entering this country. Donald Trump making the announcements Monday night on his Truth Social platform, first targeting Canada and Mexico. The president-elect saying on his first day in office, he will impose a 25% tariff on all products coming into the United States from those two countries, who account for 30% of trade volumes. Trump saying the tariffs will remain in effect until drugs, specifically fentanyl, and illegal immigrants stop crossing into the U.S. Trump writing, quote, "Both Mexico and Canada have the absolute right and power to easily solve this long-simmering problem. We hereby demand that they use this power, and until such time that they do, it is time for them to pay a very big price." In a second post on Truth Social, Trump turned his attention to China, saying he will charge China an additional 10% tariff on all their products coming into the U.S. While he says he has had many talks with Chinese officials about drugs sent into the U.S., Trump says nothing has changed. He adds, quote, "Representatives of China told me that they would institute their maximum penalty, that of death, for any drug dealers caught doing this. But unfortunately, they never followed through. And drugs are pouring into our country, mostly through Mexico, at levels never seen before." Reaction has been coming in from the countries that would be affected by Trump's tariff plans. A Chinese embassy spokesperson saying, quote, "China believes that China-U.S. economic and trade cooperation is mutually beneficial in nature. No one will win a trade or a tariff war." In a joint statement, Canada's Deputy Prime Minister and Public Safety Minister said, quote, "Canada and the United States have one of the strongest and closest relationships, particularly when it comes to trade and border security. Canada places the highest priority on border security and the integrity of our shared border." Mexico's lower house leader for the ruling party posting on X, quote, "The imposition of a possible tariff on Mexican products goes against the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement and does not solve the common problems of the border between Mexico and the United States. Escalating trade retaliation would only hurt the people's pocketbooks." While Trump's allies support these moves, such as Scott Bessent, his nominee for Treasury Secretary, who says tariffs would not add to inflation, many economists are forecasting that tariffs would increase prices for American consumers. The Peterson Institute for International Economics estimated over the summer that Trump's tariff plan that he promised on the campaign trail, which included tariffs of 60% on Chinese goods, would cost the typical U.S. household more than $2,600 a year. A CNBC analysis reports retail chains such as Five Below and Dollar Tree, along with online outlet Wayfair, would be some of the most vulnerable companies when it comes to a trade war. Meantime, multiple reports say President-elect Trump spoke with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau on Monday night following the social media posts. The reports say the two had a good conversation about trade and border security. Special Counsel Jack Smith has dropped all federal charges against President-elect Donald Trump in connection with attempting to overturn the 2020 election results. He filed the motion yesterday, and a federal judge granted it within hours. A different judge had already dismissed the federal charges against Trump for mishandling classified documents, but Smith was appealing that decision before he dropped those charges as well yesterday. The Justice Department's longstanding position that a sitting president cannot be charged with a crime is set to apply to Trump once he takes office again in January, which is why Smith decided to give up the cases against him. On Truth Social, Donald Trump posted, "I persevered against all odds and won." An FBI agent has been arrested on charges of sexually assaulting 2 women, according to police in Montgomery County, Maryland, and they believe there might be other victims out there. 40-year-old Special Agent Eduardo Valdivia is facing 10 counts, including 2 of second-degree rape. Court records indicate the incidents happened in May and September of this year. Valdivia is now suspended from the FBI pending the outcome of this case. This is not his first brush with the law. In 2020, prosecutors charged Valdivia with attempted murder in an off-duty shooting on a metro train in Bethesda, Maryland. A Montgomery County jury found him not guilty in that case in 2022. You see a lot of their commercials for holiday shopping this time of year, but all is not rosy at Macy's. Macy says one employee intentionally created so many accounting inconsistencies it has to delay its quarterly report. While the department store chain said it saw stronger than expected sales from July to October, it also discovered a now former employee hid up to $154 million in expenses over nearly 3 years. The company said the issue was related to delivery expenses in one of its accrual accounts. While the questionable expenses only account for a small fraction of the $4.36 billion in delivery expenses during that time period, the company found the errors to be significant enough to delay reporting its full quarterly earnings, which were expected to come out today. They are now pushed back until December 11th. Thanksgiving travel is taking off, and this year is expected to be another one for the record books. The Transportation Security Administration, the TSA, says it's ready for the rush and expects to screen 18.3 million people at U.S. airports from today through next Monday. The Sunday after Thanksgiving is expected to be the busiest day for air travel, with more than 3 million people likely to pass through TSA checkpoints that day alone. And if you're hitting the roads for your holiday destination, you will have a lot of company. AAA predicts nearly 80 million Americans will travel at least 50 miles from home, most of them by car. The busiest days are today, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, and this upcoming Sunday. Finally this morning, we have not celebrated Thanksgiving yet, but already the year in review lists are out, and that includes Dictionary.com's Word of the Year. Any guesses?
How I do my makeup for work? Very demure, very mindful.
The word demure is Dictionary.com's pick for Word of the Year for 2024. The word going viral after this video was posted from TikTok user Jules LeBron in August. Dictionary.com says demure saw a nearly 1,200% increase in usage in digital web media alone between January and August. The website saying while the word traditionally was used to describe those who are reserved and quiet, the new usage seen on social media is meant to describe refined and sophisticated appearance or behavior. Didn't know that. I'll have to defer on demure. Those are your unbiased updates for this Tuesday. We'll see you back here tomorrow. For all of us here at Straight Arrow News, I'm Craig DeGrelli. Have a great day.